Man. It's crazy out here in these streets, I tell you, boy. Hey, why do we even have daylight savings time? Why we still have it?
I've been asking that question for years, fellas.
You know what I'm saying? How many of y'all own a farm? Raise your hand. Oh, my bad.
I can say that my family successfully sued the government and got money as a farmer, but that's like second generation.
Oh, wow.
I got a planter in the backyard. Does that count as a farm?
You got a what?
A planter, man.
A planter.
Yeah, I got a raised garden, man.
Okay.
What you got in your garden, JD?
Yeah,
nothing right now but some dirt.
You growing that good green?
That raw dirt. Hey, real talk.
Got some rich and fertile soil.
Nice. Fertile.
Hey, one of my neighbors has a rooster. This is no lie, man.
Are you serious? In the suburbs?
What? In the suburbs, man.
What,
he got a
neighbor?
It sounds like a farm all the time, man.
Hey, you know what you call a suburban rooster?
What?
A pigeon.
Dang.
Wow.
Simple mathematics.
Pigeon no poop.
Yeah. Man, on that note, welcome to episode 2 of Jumpoff Live. Yours truly, Jeff A. Smith, aka @Grateful Actor, as you can see. And we are broadcasting live and direct via a new platform tonight called, what's it called, DJ?
Sorry about that, StreamYard. I'm doing more things at the same time. Don't worry. I'll get you right soon.
No, it's all good. Brand new interface, same team. No, we back and better than ever. We're really excited for episode 2. DJ, how you doing this week, my brother?
I'm doing okay. Besides all this stuff going on here, I'm supposed to work for a political company, but everything is so damn political.
Does apolitical mean unpolitical?
You know, supposed to be even kill right down the middle, you know, but that ain't happening. You know what I mean?
Hey, sometimes it bees like that, man.
It be like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm maintaining, at the end of the day, what can we do?
Yeah. I mean, you only can control what you can't control. And, you got to stay in your lane. And, oh, my fault. I'm having flashbacks from the last episode. JD. What's popping, JD?
What's popping, man? I don't know. Chilling. I really don't know. It's a good day, though. Got a little brown for me myself right here. In the fine crystal. So, I'm ready to get this show going, man.
Pull it up. I got a little clear in the fine plastic.
Oh.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year, too.
Exactly. So besides the brown you got going on, anything else going on with you, JD? How was your week?
No, just been grinding, man. They got me working extra 1,000 hours of overtime at my job, but I can't complain. So I'm not gonna get mad.
Right.
I'm just gonna rack this paper up while I can and enjoy it. So
So you got your own stimulus package you're working on.
Yeah, it's called no sleep. It's called a no sleep stimulus.
Oh man, we can't have that, man. We can't have that, man. We can't have that.
My company got to ship these parts. So,
oh wow.
So you moving weight or
tons?
Tons. I can respect it.
My pocket ain't as fat as John Deere, but I'm like 6th in line.
Oh, okay. Shameless plug. We got a new sponsor or
not really? No, I wish.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I don't. I don't want them to know I'm doing this.
Oh, okay. Hey, DJ, edit point.
Come again?
No, it's out there now. It's out there.
It's
no hiding, man.
It's on the interweb.
Atmosphere.
Exactly. Last but not least, Johnny Dangerous. What's popping? What's Gucci?
What up, y'all? Hey, man, I'm excited again to be here yet another night on this hot Wednesday election evening, jumping off with my brothers. That's what's up, man. I'm still pumped up from our last show. Ready for this show, looking forward to our next show. So it's gonna be on and popping, man.
Are you about to past, present, and the future, huh?
Yeah, hey man, I'm all about that, man. No Scrooge up in this month.
Hilarious. All right, well, I guess we can go ahead and dive right in. So, what's the date? November 4th.
November 4th.
I'm diving. You can't tell, but I'm diving right now.
I'm about to dive in.
Oh man. And we still waiting.
Waiting.
So I went to bed at 12:30 last night. Because I didn't want to continue to stay up because I knew at that point that the election wasn't wasn't called yet. You know what I'm saying? I figured it would spill into today. So right now we close. We have the official. Is it 253 to 212? DJ, I know you typically are on the.
Yeah, it's 253 to 213.
213. I'm sorry.
And we're waiting probably as we're live right now. We might see some updates in the next hour.
Yeah.
The Georgia has a slow burn. I've been watching that for like the last 3 hours. It's slowly ticking in with the
vote. What's interesting, because I've been watching CNN, Fox News has they call it Arizona for Biden, so they have it at 264 to 213 already.
Wait a minute. Fox called Arizona already?
Yes, they called. This was like 2-3 hours ago. He's been at 254 for a while
right now.
I know they
are saying no.
Playing it safe. They playing it safe. Fox News says 264 right now for Biden, and you know, and if Nevada comes through, that's an even 6 that gets you to 270. So, in case you know, we're talking about the election. By the way, if you have been under a rock somewhere. It's been crazy, man. I was watching it last night with my daughter, and it was actually, besides all the craziness, it was actually a really good bonding time. And I was explaining to her the fucked up electoral college, how that works, and that antiquated, messed up system and everything like that, and just being glued to the TV, man. And it's just like 4 years ago, it's high suspense, and we're being dragged into day 2 of it. So how are you guys feeling right at this very moment now?
Is anybody else feeling like the fatigue? Like, I mean, maybe I'm just tired from working overtime, but like, I'm legitimately tired of all of this. Like, I mean, I knew that it was going to be a little bit of a delay as far as getting the results. I don't even really care about the results, just like all of it. Maybe it's just like a combination of 2020 has me just like all sorts of like messed up, but I'm about done with all of this stuff, man. Like, I need to fast forward a little bit just so we get the results, and then we can start dealing with the fallout, because we know the fallout is coming. Like, I was on Twitter earlier today, and I saw a dude kicking it off talking about how Biden was how Biden and his I forgot how he worded it, like his mobster family like had the election rigged. He had on a shirt that said like barbecue, beer, and football. Like, legit, I'm not lying. That's what his shirt said. And like, somebody from Nevada was doing like a little like was doing a press conference, and like dude just jumped in the background and started yelling stuff. So like, I'm ready to move on to the next phase, because this is the phase where we all got to make sure we stay hyper alert and vigilant to make sure that we don't get caught lacking, man. Because there's no telling what's gonna be going down over the next few weeks.
Yeah, that's real, man. That's real.
And same for me right now. I'm looking at this as like a few months ago, it was to the point where like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? The mass hysteria. And then I don't know, I had this epiphany about like a week ago. It's like, what can we do? Only thing we can do is maintain our sanity, because the votes are in now. Like, whoever side you're on, whether you red or blue or whatever down the middle, or all them choices that I saw on the ballot, there's nothing we can do right now. So we just need to take stock into our own mental health being and how we take care of ourselves, because think about it. No one's going to take care of ourselves right now. We got to take care of us.
Yeah, we're responsible for ourselves.
And clearly, these politicians are showcasing that they're in it for them. Yeah, they stay there for us, but man, plain and simple, like what we're seeing from like the Senate races. So what's done is done right now.
Right.
There's nothing we can do about it. We're living in this society. Tomorrow's still gonna come if you live and you wake up. So take stock in yourself right now, people, because the next 2 months, if Trump loses, well, if and when, man, he's gonna have the biggest temper tantrum in modern world history, and we're gonna watch it every day.
Yeah, he's gonna have a fucking nervous breakdown, many meltdowns during that what they call the lame duck period, right?
Man, lame duck. Think about how Trump acts. Think he's winning all the time, and he's got to take the L officially for the whole world to see. This is the worldwide stage where that you've been claiming that everything is rigged and things of that nature. Like, I'm literally laughing right now about the lawsuits he's filing to stop the votes to come in. Like, wow, this is so serious. They're trying to buy time. They're trying to, hold off for maybe some other states, but this is going to be the biggest biggest meltdown we've ever seen, and we get to see it every day.
Is he with the lawsuits? Correct me if I'm wrong. He's trying to have. I know there's obviously still mail-in ballots coming in. He's trying to make it so they, in certain states, they can't count mail-in ballots that were received after yesterday.
He's slowing down the Georgia vote right now because if you guys remember, he's trying to.
And he's trying to cap it.
He's trying to. So he had a big lead in Georgia, but what people are failing to forget though is that normally the late votes come in are the black vote. Cobb County, Atlanta, all the counties that surround Atlanta. I forgot the other county they brought up. And then for the last 4 hours, I've seen 70,000, 60,000 Trump lead, then 48,000 and 36,000. And it's slowly trickling. And he filed that lawsuit to try to stop these votes to come in because he got the lead and trying to, run the clock out like, four-corner offense.
Yeah, well, we're going to need Migos and T.I. and everybody else in Georgia, Offset, the Dungeon family. The Dungeon family, all of them, to make sure they get them votes counted accordingly. Johnny Dangerous, how you feeling about everything, brother?
Hey man, I couldn't agree with you guys much more. Here's the thing, regardless of what happens tonight, even with my predictions of Biden winning over a year ago before he became the front runner, and not because I wanted him to, but just I had a very strong feeling that he was going to win. But like Dave was saying that, regardless of what's going to happen through these elections, life does go on, people. And there's so many things that's outside of our control, including these elections. All you have is one vote, one voice.
Yeah.
That's done.
Yeah.
It's over with. Now they're tallying everything up and getting, the rest of the ballots in and everything. And so, like JD was alluding to earlier, people are exhausted. We're tired. They're anticipating, of course, to see who wins this election. Mm-hmm. And how that's going to affect them and theirs. How is it going to affect the United States? How is it going to affect our relationship with other countries? All that stuff is outside of our control. So there's no need to worry about that, man. Stay in your lane, stay centered, stay focused, continue to do what's right, in your life, and keep it pushing, keep it moving, because like I said, we don't have power to change, the things outside of our control, so what's the point of stressing over things we can't control? And so it's gonna happen though, man. Biden gonna bring it on home as predicted, and I just really hope that he sincerely, him and Ms. Harris, Vice President Harris, work together, man, to get this nation to come back together, because right now we are very divided. We've been divided for some time, but we're knowingly divided with all these people picking different sides and creating organizations and all this hate that's being displayed. And so it's really time for our president and VP, man, to work together to bring this nation back together in every single way that they can, to flex that power that they're going to have in a positive way that's actually beneficial to the American people. So that's what I look forward to, man. I'm very hopeful at the end of the day.
I do wonder, because, the last two elections, well, the 4 years ago and also this election here shows that the country is even more divided than it's ever been. So, if Biden wins and the country is still as divided as it was 4 years ago, under his leadership, I wonder what type of differences are we going to see? Because you could argue it's just as divided as it was 4 years ago, but we'll have a different leader, at the helm. So I wonder what types of changes are going to trickle down just from a leadership perspective over the next 4 years.
Man, I wanted to, Jeff, because here's the thing, all these politicians, they always make a boatload of promises.
Oh, yeah.
A boatload of promises.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen one politician in all the years of politics that deliver that boatload to the shores of the American people.
Oh man,
gets their package. I have not seen that. So
you got that rhythm in your voice.
I'm just saying, man, MLK coming out there, right?
Yeah.
I like to see everybody get their package delivered to them at their front door. All the things that these politicians promise us, man. So this is the opportunity. Trump administration made a lot of mistakes. Did a lot of things to divide the nation. He almost is really giving them the alley-oop to slam dunk this thing and do something for the American people. So we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah.
Can I be honest?
Be honest.
Ain't nothing gonna happen, yo.
Not a damn thing.
Hey, fam. only thing this is going to do here is just help, band-aid the issues we had worldwide with our allies, because slowly but surely these last 4 years, Trump and the administration has pulled us away from every alliance and every pact that we are and wanted to isolate us. So on that surface level, that's going to be good. But back home, let's keep it 100. It's these votes is looking like the Democrats are not going to flip the Senate. So you're still going to have dirty dirt dog Mitch McConnell, who is the head of the Senate since 2010 when they got the majority, 2010 or 2012. I might be off on that.
Gang for a minute.
And let's keep it 100. It ain't Trump who's the most powerful man in this country. It's Mitch McConnell, because he is slowing everything for any legislation that's happening. So that's what I'm talking about right now. So you have the Democrats who have the majority in the House. You have dirt dog Mitch running the Senate, who would hand any bill that's going to go to the president. So only thing that's going to get signed is a debt ceiling when we get to 11th hour before the government shuts down. That is the only thing we're going to see for the next 2 years until we get to the next primaries because of that. Unless between now and Friday, we get these surge of votes that's going to Biden and those going to Democratic centers. But at least a good 200 million went to these Senate races, and the Democrats did not even cash in on any of it. It was money burned, and nothing to show for it. So on a worldwide scale, Italy and Germany and all them other countries are cool.
Put some respect on our name.
They'd be like, all right, yo, you guys can come back to the playground again.
Right.
Play in the monkey gym, but home. Right now, 67 million people voted for Trump. Think about that, people. I don't need a lot, man. All of us don't need to describe to anybody anymore is Trump a racist or not. That is out the door. I've been saying that for 10 years. All right.
Right.
So if 67 million and the votes are still coming in, that's another question once we get past January 20th.
Yeah.
I got a few points too, real quick. The polls, I don't want to hear nothing about polls anymore. I don't want to hear nobody say anything about a poll.
Are janky.
How the poll is going to predict this, predict that, because Trump voters don't register. They just show up on election day like that, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. They're not gonna participate in the poll. They're not gonna necessarily show out in any other way. Like you can't really predict them or how many of them there are. So they're just going to show up and they're going to vote, which is good. I mean, that's fine. That's their right. They should be able to vote. But I mean, we need to throw the polls out. Also, I was watching CNN and I was watching MSNBC last night at one point. Okay. And when early on, probably around like 9 o'clock or so, they were talking about how Biden was looking like he wasn't going to be able to pull it out because, they hadn't started thinking about all the mail-in ballots yet. And several of the pundits on there were talking about how it was because the black vote didn't show up. I immediately got so pissed. I was like, first off, y'all don't want to give us no credit for shit.
Right.
Second off, when shit go wrong, we the first ones you want to blame.
Exactly.
Like that makes no sense. Now we delivering the election for you. Where's the credit at?
Yeah.
I would like a pat on the back, $2,500 pat on the back.
Please. And not just us. Biden wouldn't be here without black women.
Oh, that's a fact, man.
I'm going to put that out there. Biden had no chance of coming out the Democratic primary if the sisters did not come out in 92%.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and his Latino support in Nevada too, and Arizona. Like,
but the Latinos didn't give him the support in Florida.
Well, yeah, this it's a little bit more of a diverse Latino population in Florida with the Cubans, etc. So, a little bit different out there.
Oh, they came hard for. I mean, like Trump won in a landslide in Florida because of the Latino vote, not because of no, he blew out Biden.
Yeah, and it's always some funny money.
And dumb polls, I'm gonna say that because dumb polls where JD was talking about, everybody thought that Biden had a chance in Florida. He did, man. I had a better chance than Biden in Florida. I tell you how jacked the polls were. Once again, 200 million and nothing in Florida and no Senate seats in the South.
Yeah, that's crazy. Shout out to Tito, Mike, Brandy. Fans been down since day one. Checking us out tonight.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, one sidebar. I know Mike wanted us to discuss from a local perspective the for those of you who are in Illinois, we had a fair tax on the ballot, and it didn't get passed, and that was going to be where folks are going to be paying taxes more proportional to their income, so taxing the rich more essentially. And I actually thought that this particular fair tax was going to eke out and get passed. I don't know why. Maybe it was just delusion, but it failed. And I want to get you guys' thoughts on that. If you paid close attention to that, what thoughts you had before the election as it relates to that fair tax.
It wasn't even that. It was trying to amend the Constitution so that they could
change the tax.
They can change that in the future. Yeah, so right now, even if you had 80% of all Illinoisans said, yeah, the millionaires need to go ahead and pay a bigger tax than me working at Burger King for $7.50 an hour. Burger King and the CEO of JP Morgan is paying the same tax in that particular bracket. Basically, I'm saying as an example. So they just want to amend the Constitution so that then they can go to state Congress and then figure out what would be a good escalator ladder of what taxes should be. They said, nah, we ain't even gonna do that. There's too many rich people in this state to say, nah, we good, fam.
Yeah. We not go pay.
Nah, I'm not paying the 5. Like Martin said back then. No, we've been paying the 0 since the beginning of Illinois in this Constitution. So we're gonna continue to 0. And if you want this 5, it ain't gonna be on us.
Yeah. That's wild. Any thoughts, fellas?
At least to me, like I mean, it's all sort of like pie in the sky. It would have been cool if it passed, but at the end of the day, like everybody says, follow the money. Like the people who have money ain't trying to give it up. If I had money, I wouldn't necessarily be trying to give mine up either. I think if I had money, I would still vote for this because I think it is better to have sort of a more proportionate tax scheme.
Yeah,
but the people who got money, and especially old money, they're not trying to give it up. So I don't know why we necessarily expect things like this to happen. I think it was great that it was on the ballot. I would love to see what the individual numbers are for it, but I didn't think it had any chance, and or as they say, a snowball's chance in hell of passing.
Yeah.
Wow. Unfortunately.
You know, I tell you without having done any research or anything behind, how many people have so much amount of money in their bank accounts or in their possession. I actually thought the opposite. I thought that it actually would pass because I thought there was more people without money than that have money.
Right.
But now I know Illinois, I guess, is loaded. There's a lot of people that's getting that bag. And, obviously those people showed up to vote and said, hey, I'm getting the bag. I'm keeping it. I'm not even going to let y'all put it on the table. So more power to the money. Money is power. We know that. And that's what reigned tonight. They won that part of it. I hope that one day that I have that type of bag so that I can feel confident about voting like that. But like JD said, seriously, all in all, I think fair is fair.
Yeah.
There's no way that a billionaire should only be paying $750 in tax fees. $750.
Can I touch on this, John?
Get taxed over $7,500. That's not right.
John, can I touch on this here?
I think DJ want to say something.
I was stewing over this like a few hours ago when I was just looking at a few things on TV and everything before we came online. And like what John was saying about how much Trump paid, I actually calculated the fact that, let me go ahead and pull that chat off there. Since y'all met me, I paid over $350,000 in taxes, and I'm lowballing it.
Weird flex, but okay.
And no, but I am. Where's my fair tax? I want my fair tax. That's what I'm looking for.
Hey, by the way, we met Dave 38 years ago. You got to add that 300-some thousand to 38 years.
I'm just saying though, like that's on the low. I'm happy to be where I'm at in life. Like things could be bad, worse. I've seen worse, but I know in the last decade I'm lowballing what I'm spending on taxes, and I can understand how people are like, "Yo, that fair tax would be." I think I should get a cut of that. Yeah. Fair. It would be fair. And then these cats here, like, well, how much Trump said he paid? How much he said he? $750.
Then he said he prepaid his tax. That's gangster. You prepaid it. This ain't no cell phone. This ain't no burner phone.
He lucky we don't see him in the streets, man.
It's like it's a trap phone. I'm gonna go prepay these joints. You know what I'm saying? For the dirt, I'm gonna do in the future. For future dirt.
Here go my tax payment for the next 10 years.
Exactly.
Right here. No, I don't need a receipt. I'm good.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I like to point out too that Michael pointed out in the chat too about how people didn't understand what was actually on the ballot. And so that's actually a good point too. Cause I remember when it first came out, there was heavy traction as far as like mail-in flyers, the TV ads, and it was going back and forth, and the lines were so blurred. You didn't even understand if you was on the beginning for me, one side of fair tax or the other side. So that's a good point that Michael pointed out in the chat there, that people did not know what this was. If you ask the average person, you have to actually research it.
Like, before I I don't know what it was like, but before I did my mail-in ballot and stuff, like I did this thing, and like it was almost like magic. Like all the answers came to me. It's called fucking research. Like, dude, if you're gonna be voting, like do a little research ahead of time. Figure out what the fair tax bill is. They have these things called cell phones. I have one.
Yikes!
You can go to this place called Google. You can go to Ask Jeeves.
Shout out to Ask Jeeves. I think we trended on there.
Excuse me, Ask
Jeeves is still in the game.
Ask Jeeves. Mr. Jeeves, what is the fair tax bill in Illinois? Yeah, and I mean, you'd be able to get answers. So like, I hate that some people legitimately went into this with no studying, no nothing. Like there's tons of websites. Me and my girlfriend went to a website. Shout out to Katie. Went to a website where it was called I stand with something like that. But anyway, you just go in and you type in your beliefs. And you select like from a poll, and you can pick all the different beliefs you got, and then it'll say like you stand with this person, this person, this person, this person, who most align with your beliefs. So like it's so easy, man. That ignorance shit, like you can't. Nobody can claim that anymore. Yeah. If you want to be informed, you can be. If you want to be ignorant, you can be too. Sadly enough, both of those fucking votes count.
That's a fact, man. I agree. I've said with that. So before we kind of move on here, what are your thoughts on the election? Do you all think that at this point Biden pretty much has it in the bag and it's a foregone conclusion, or shall we not get too confident just yet? I'd say he got it.
He got it, but we got to be careful.
Yeah.
Every time we say we got in the bag, and we look at 2016 and 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think it's a Rizzy. It's a wrap. Like I felt like that earlier today too, and I know everybody's trying to play a conservative and didn't want to come out and be like, that it's pretty much over. But just with the way the way the math works, and sorry, I'm going to use logic in this.
Ooh, don't do that.
It should be over. But I mean, with the way 2020 has went and the way Trump works, I mean, I guess I can't call it. Like, I mean, it's sad. I don't know what's up and what's down at this point. So I'm just gonna hope that the math. I don't even know how to say it. Like, I hope what's real is real.
Yeah, that's hoping a lot. Yeah, well, I know that John Stradamus has predicted Biden since Hillary was running. So,
wow,
crazy.
We'll see if his prediction comes to fruition.
It will. I like that. Can you say that again?
Yeah, I know, right? Say it again, Jeff.
John Stradamus?
No, prediction and fruit what?
See if his prediction comes to fruition.
Oh,
yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, see, that's a bar. That's a bar.
Hey, that did something, JD. Look at
it. Like I said, I'm here for all the jokes right now. Like I said, Biden could have it in the bag, but after this week, can we match it? We're going to see the most hilarious Twitter rants. Let's just make sure that he don't have his finger on the red button.
Yeah,
between now and January.
Shout out to Kim Jong-un.
Man, I can't wait to hear Fox News like in the next 2 or 3. I'm gonna be glued in, just like, yo, this is gonna be like soap opera status.
Yeah,
man, look at that comment on the screen right now. Truth isn't truth.
Like isn't truth.
Scary. That's so scary. That's so scary.
Show on that.
Alternative facts. That one too. So scary, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I got another prediction on top of that.
What's that?
What you got?
I predict that sometime during Biden's presidency,
I think I know where you're going.
What's going to be or what's going to happen, but I believe that Kamala Harris will end up stepping into the presidency. seat.
Yep.
For whatever reason.
100%.
So mark my words, 2020, November 4th. I said it.
Yep.
I said it. So I don't know what it's going to be, but and I'm not wishing anything ill or anything.
Yeah, most definitely.
But I believe Kamala Harris is going to be the first female president, the first minority female president, the first Black president of the United States. And she's going to take that position and do her thing. I hope she does well.
We thought things were bad with Barack, man. Wait till she gets in office. God damn. Hey, Hillary was the most qualified candidate, I can say, in our history of candidates. As far as someone who went through the pipeline, even though she, everything they ran her ass out.
One thing I like about Kamala, though, she's with the shits.
Yeah, she is.
She's with the shits. So
I mean, she showed she was with the shits when she walked off the plane with the Timbs on.
Yeah,
that's all I needed to see.
Fake Timbs, JD. They're fake Timbs.
They were fake.
Hey,
they were fake.
The person who had
my New Yorker friends, they came in drones saying, "Yo, she false flagging."
As a person who has rocked some fake Timbs before, I feel her. She was just trying to relate to me personally on a very deep level. So like I understand that, man.
So she was wearing limbs.
Man, yo, hey, holla at anybody from NY. I was like, yo, y'all should be happy that she got Tim's on the map like that. Like, nah, fam. Nah, she needs to go real or go home.
Ain't no palms.
Hilarious.
Mad.
Hey, man, I appreciate your honesty, man, and your openness about that, man. It take a real brother to admit, hey, man, I done rocked some fake Timbs before.
Yeah. I rock a whole bunch of fake stuff, man. Like, hey, you gotta sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it, like they say.
Yeah,
and,
right.
I'm not saying I made it, but I'm closer
now.
Yeah. Hey, you want a good step closer, right?
Yep, there you go. There you go.
It don't matter if you fake on the outside, as long as you're real on the inside.
That's right. Right. Speak that knowledge, that connection.
I like that.
That's another bar.
He dropped
Man, you was on fire tonight.
Gotta drink to that one.
Bang, bang.
All right. So I think enough of political talk right now. I know JD got a little something else for us. We go switch some gears here. So
we're gonna jump to something a little bit more just as controversial. Everybody know who Prince Harry is and Meghan Markle, his wife, who is of mixed race.
Right.
Very attractive, by the way. Very attractive. You ain't heard that from me. You hear that from everybody though. But anyway, they got on the subject. He had an interview. Prince Harry had an interview where he was talking about unconscious bias. And I'm not sure, if everybody's familiar with it, but it's just the idea that you have biases that you don't really know that you have, and you're not trying to perpetuate, but you put them out there anyway, and you do these things sort of outside of your regular knowledge. But I'm going to read a quote from the article. The article was written by Tanya Russell on CNBC Black, which is a pretty cool site. Like you can go there and catch some stuff. Yeah. But Prince Harry said, unconscious bias, from my understanding, having had the upbringing and education that I had no idea what it was, Harry said. I had no idea it existed. And then, sad as it is to say, it took me many, many years to realize it, especially then living a day or a week in my wife's shoes. He added that for some in a position of power, it's dangerous when you're not aware of your own bias, and that it's incumbent to change as soon as you are aware of it. Once you realize or you feel a little bit uncomfortable, then the onus is on you to go out and educate yourself, because ignorance is no longer an excuse. So that's what he said. My question to you guys and to everybody in the chat, especially right now, man, is it our responsibility to teach white people, or not necessarily even white people, just people outside of our culture, about us? Or is it on them to go out and learn themselves?
Damn good question.
Yeah, I'll take a stab at this one.
No OJ.
Yeah, no OJ.
Theater.
Yes and no. I think that a lot of folks who do have that unconscious bias, if it wasn't for folks bringing it to their attention who are victims of the unconscious bias, then a lot of times they would go through life without even knowing that they have it without addressing it, without doing anything about it. So I'm not going to say it's incumbent upon us to do so. However, if we were to collectively not do so, I think you have a lot less folks who are aware and woke to that particular perspective of what they have. So I I do my best to, not push that onto people, but if it's a open dialogue, open conversations and stuff like that, I have those types of conversations. But it's not our duty, but I believe that we are able to effectively convey those messages to them, because if we didn't, I don't think they would understand or acknowledge it as much as they do without us. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. What do you think, DJ?
No.
That it?
Oh, you want me to explain?
Oh, okay.
Can you please, DJ, hold on. Can you please expound?
I am tired of being your black person translator. It is 2020, 2021. Mm-hmm. And you expect me, like I've been doing my entire life, to explain this bias and how things you can do better, when everything else in life you can see, but you choose not to see this, or you're unconscious about it. I'm exhausted, fellas.
Yeah.
Plain, excuse my language, fucking simple.
I agree with that.
And the last two times I try to explain, it's pushback. No matter how many facts you give, the examples, you explain personal experiences, you can go pinpoint moment by moment by moment, which I've done to people with things that I experience. And then there's always not a reason of, oh my God, like it's always a but.
Yeah.
To me. One situation, I remember I was my second time in New York, and the second day I finally caught a cab, and I was so happy, like, okay, as soon as I got hailed a cab, and I put it on Facebook, and one of my white friends who I've known, he actually trained me in my first job back in like 2000. He was like, man, you shouldn't have a problem catching a cab, man. You like Carlton, because the way I act, the way I dress, presented myself at work. I was Oreo in so many words, and I went off.
Yeah.
I went off. And then the second time was at my current job. I won't go into details on that one for this podcast here, but I've been doing this my entire life. Y'all grown. Y'all watch TV. They got HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, Netflix. They know the black experience. They know these things. They choose to. Yes, there's an unconscious bias, but they choose to turn that off and turn it on when they choose and feel, because of their privilege. And you know what? I'm not doing it no more. I'm tired, folks. I'm tired. No, the answer is no, like I said earlier.
And you have every right to feel that way, Dave. I definitely understand your perspective and where you're coming from. What do you think that if it's not incumbent upon us to do it, should they just do their own personal research and figure that shit out on their own?
Yes. They do everything else on their own. They find false truths on their own. They like to point examples on things that we do when white people or any other group do the same exact thing. The bias about black people is the fact that everybody does the exact same thing, whether you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican, you're Asian descent, we all do the same thing. The problem, though, is that we have these stereotypes that is magnified on us on so many different levels. So when it comes to these things here, they choose to be ignorant. But you look at everything in the world in life right now, how the hell they figure that out? How they do that? Because they chose to look it up. How'd you become an architect? Because you chose to freaking study. How'd you become a teacher? Because you decided to go get your bachelor's, your master's, and you want to be a professor, so you got your PhD. You chose to be an educator. You can choose to not be fucking ignorant.
I know what clip I'm putting up this week. That would be all over the interwebs this week, that dude.
I know, right?
DJ, you're not that dude anymore.
I'm just saying, though, like, we're talking about, it's one thing we're talking about our kids and the children, You know, like how you teach seeds, and there's so many things that you can do as far as the proper training, especially in these day of ages of race relation, things of that nature, because it's a lot different than how our parents went through things. Because I've seen so many pictures and think about my dad's conversations and what he went through to what I gone through. But man, if you're in your 30s and your 40s, sit your ignorant ass down and you don't got to pick up a book anymore. Pick up your phone, which is already in your hand, go to damn Google and hit you don't got to type, hit the voice recognition. Hey, Google, tell me more about race issues. Boop, boop. I bet you ain't got to go on your phone. I got a Nest upstairs. Hey, Google, can you tell me about Nat Turner? Boop, boop. Come on, man.
That's a hell of a Google
if you're
question.
40, you don't have if you 25, you don't have an excuse. TV, internet, I'm sorry, son. Nah, I'm tired. No, not explaining to you. You're too grown. You can look at everything else, but you can't look at me like that. Nah, I'm good.
Man, I get it. It makes a lot of sense, man. You know, all you guys make some really valid points. I'll say this: the hardest thing to open is a closed mind. Fortunately, there's a lot of closed minds out there. Black people as well. Something that one of our listeners alluded to, Brandy, was saying that it's not our responsibility to educate. That people should be responsible for educating themselves, as DJ just stated. You know, I believe that we're not obligated to be anything other than what God birthed us to be, and that's black. We're obligated to be black because we are black. But there's a lot of folks that don't understand or know what it means to be black. So how can you go out and teach other people about who you are if you don't know who you are yourself? And so that education first starts with self. And then if you feel compelled to help others in their plight to be educated, but you can't force that education on anybody. They have to have an open mind, and their mind has to be open enough to receive the education that you're going to give them. But first, you got to educate yourself. And so life is all about education. We continue to educate ourselves every day. And like JD was saying, and like DJ was saying, man, pick up that phone. They've made knowledge very accessible to us. Educate yourself, and then, you know, help others if you desire. But by no means are you obligated to teach people about who you are. But everybody should have a desire to learn about who they are themselves.
Yeah. Real quick, if I could say, like, personally, I feel as though to some degree it is my obligation, because I don't trust other people. Like, I don't really trust how somebody else is going to explain my plight. So I'd rather give my plight out to people who would like to know about it. Or if I'm going to be the best, I feel like I'm going to be the best advocate for my people, as opposed to someone else who I don't know. Like, I trust you guys because I know you guys. But other people, like, I don't know what they're putting out there. A lot of times when people are left up to their own devices, they will study the least amount possible. So what they know about us as people is what they gather from television and the limited interactions that they have with people on the street or in the grocery store or coworkers or, you know, things of that nature. So I would rather take the onus upon myself to, if somebody brought up a question to me, I'm not going to be like, nah, man, you need to go figure that out on your own. No, I'm going to help them. I'm going to talk to them about it. I have a situation, like, and y'all know, I posted in the chat all the time that we have a private chat, but my girlfriend, Katie, is white. So I take it upon myself because she has an open mind and she would like to know certain things. She wasn't necessarily brought up in a situation where she was able to learn or was around a lot of people of color. So now that she is, I take it upon myself to show her different things and to try my best to answer her questions in a truthful manner. Yeah, that's not necessarily my responsibility, but if somebody comes to you with an open heart, I think it's wrong for you to turn them down. And especially being a positive representative like we are, for our race, for our people, I think we are the ones who need to take that responsibility on. We're the ones that need to go out there and be like, yeah, you know what, this is what it is. These are my people. This is what I'm about. You need to go back and, like, watch certain things, watch certain movies, learn about certain people. Like, yeah, I'm not going to go and open up the book for you, but I can point you in the right direction. I feel like that's the least of my responsibility, is to be able to go out and do that.
Let me chime in on that, JD. I agree with that assessment because that's actually at home experience for you, and that makes sense to take care of at home with your people and everything like that.
Of course.
At the same time, though, when I say no, I can be compassionate in my no. I can, if you want a personal experience, I can give you that. I got those for days.
Yeah.
all four of us do, especially being growing up black in Bolingbrook in the 80s. Yeah. Oh Lord, my parents, there was only 8 black families when they came in the 70s. So, I got stories for days. I have no problem giving you that, but I could be compassionate in my no. Yeah. I agree with what you're saying, JD, but I'm 40 now. I'm tired of explaining to every single person about this here. Me
too. But if they're not gonna go out,
then they're lost cause.
Where's our responsibility end?
It's not my responsibility. It's their responsibility because they're a grown adult. Unless they're slow and have whatever it is in their mental capabilities.
Look at them trying to keep it clean. Look at them.
I didn't say the words. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
We're trying to keep it clean.
Here it is. We're grown. No one does this to any other ethnic group.
Yeah, because we've all been forced to learn.
Because we always to the captain save them. Like the election earlier, black women came to the rescue. Right this conversation here. We gotta train them, man. Why do we gotta do everything all the time? There's got to be a time where we gotta say no. No is not a bad word.
I think you also need to be able to judge the person's heart too. And figure out where they're coming from, because if they're coming from a place of sarcasm, or if it's somebody that's not worth your time, they ain't worth your time. Like I'm not gonna waste my time on certain people. But if somebody has a genuine, want to know something, I'm not gonna turn them down and be like, nah, you need to go pick up a book. Read that shit. No, I'm not going to necessarily go out there and
read, educate myself, my brother.
And that's why I say yes and no, because I say yes because if it's mutually beneficial for you to be the teacher and for the other person to be the student or the person learning, and you can bestow some enlightenment upon them, and they're a willing and able soul to receive that enlightenment, then that's a beautiful thing in my opinion, because you're bridging a gap. But if the person is operating out of sarcasm, they already have their mind made up, whatever the case may be, then I understand where you're coming from in your perspective, Dave. It's like, quit beating a dead horse.
Or if they just a shit person. That's not worth the investment.
Let's give you 100 people. Like I said earlier, 67 million people voted for Trump. This conversation and think about that number in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Plain simple.
Yeah.
That's the straw that breaks the camel's back, because that means that clearly when you think about those people who voted, and you got to think people who can't vote, and then the people who have families who can't vote because they're underage. We're talking about over hundreds of millions of people who have that same ideology. It is not my responsibility when they choose this, but they put the mask on to make it seem like, oh yes, I am down for Black Lives Matter. No, you're not. Come on,
hey, DJ,
1 million people.
If you could just reach one and sponsor one miseducated white person,
man, you know what I'm saying? You could change the world.
You can change them. You can change the world,
man. Malcolm X, when he converted from the nation to Sunni, you see what happened to him when he tried to change the nation.
Oh man. On that note, all right. So we're gonna
try to help one, and you get murked.
Real quick, I appreciate you guys conversing on this topic, and everybody who is watching the video, drop your comments below, man. How do you feel about unconscious bias? Also, these are the types of conversations that we need to have. These types of conversations need to be out there. So don't be afraid to drop comments on it and let us know how you think too.
Yeah, whether you agree with us or not. All right, so we have we got a sponsor. We got a commercial read coming up. We kind of doing some big things here. You know what I'm saying? So the following message is brought to you by our sponsors at secondthoughts.com.
When you want to do it, but you know you shouldn't. Pink Shrink. Fellas, Pink Shrink is used to tame that wild circus lion in your loins. It's as easy as popping one pink pill to calm your manhood down, which could save you 18 years worth of regret. Pink Shrink has special hard-on enzymes that activates by bonding with your boner. The medicines microscopically massage your manhood into submission, thus calming that urge to do something you know you shouldn't. So, fellas, with circus lion tendencies, just when you are feeling frisky enough to jump through that hot hoop of fire and desire, pop a Pink Shrink and tame that wild thing. To place an order, go to www.secondthoughts.com. And if after your manhood diminishes for that moment and you start to feel anxiety set in, feel free to call the 24-hour 1-800 number to speak with the Pink Shrink therapist that can help uplift your spirit and give you second thoughts about tapping that thought. Pink Shrink, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out to Pink Shrink. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thank you for sending over the samples too.
Yeah,
I ain't had to use them, but thank you.
Yeah. They're on the shelf over there.
Yeah,
I'll let you know one day.
Hey,
they checks cash though. I know that.
Yeah. The check came in.
My granddaddy's dog got a hold of one of these Pink Shrinks. Yeah, he wasn't neutered or anything, so it actually works on animals too.
Okay, kept him in check.
Sense though.
I mean, I know about Blue Chew, but I had never heard of Pink Shrink before.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So if you actually take a Blue Chew, can you take this shrink to offset that?
It? No Migos?
Yeah.
That's a damn good question.
Because if you get yourself in a predicament and then you say, nah, I messed up, fam, and then you take the shrink, I'm just asking. There's some guys out there who wildin' and be like, nah, I shouldn't be wildin'.
Yeah, that's like taking an upper and a downer at the same time, huh?
Ooh, that's a red ball.
That's gonna be
for my drug heads out there.
Yeah.
Shout out to the drug heads. Wow. All right. Are we ready for some fucked up news, fellas?
I think so.
All right.
Huffington Post. Vietnamese police said they will investigate a factory that was found recycling about 320,000 used condoms for resale, local media reported Thursday. Following a tip from a local resident, Ben Duong, provincial marketing inspectors over the weekend raided a factory near Ho Chi Minh City where they found used condoms being repacked for sale at the market, the state-owned Tool Trade newspaper reported. A market inspector said the owner of the factory, 34-year-old woman, confessed they bought the used condoms from a man in the province. The condoms were washed, reshaped, and packed into plastic packages, the newspaper said. It said the police announced they will investigate and track down others involved in the operation. A call to police for comment was not answered on Thursday.
I bet it wasn't.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Repeat. Hey,
recheck because you're gonna have to go to the doctor afterwards.
You never lied about that.
Fellas, if you had a situation in your younger days,
long time ago,
many moons
ago when we first met, before that, and if you went to Amoco BP, show my age when I say Amoco, and you looking for protection, and you see Trojans 3-pack. You know how much 3-packs cost?
Tax.
But the recycled joints are 3 for $1. From the story here, what you doing?
Do the recycled joints?
I'm paying the $5. I'm not going that route.
Do the recycled joints come in Magnum?
Sharing skins, man. Hey, that's like having a grocery bag that had busted chicken wings in it and salmonella was poured in it, and using that same bag, to put your damn laptop in. That just contaminated your laptop. Chicken juice.
What if your laptop is dirty to begin with, though?
Oh.
They call that dirty keyboard.
I want to know who applied for these jobs. Like, I know the economy is rough and all, but damn. Like,
man, you got to quarantine.
Like, are you here for the condom washing position? Yes, I am. I've had dishwashing experience in the past, and I think I'm very good for this job.
the repackaging experts actually get paid more, so that's where the money's at.
Yeah,
who actually is collecting them? Think about it. Someone had to go in these streets and get these used joints. Literally, they had to go in these streets.
Yeah. Who was their supplier?
And they had to strip the actual semen off of these joints and unsemenize them, desemenize them.
Desemenize them.
Yeah. And so think about this too, like with the condom, you got to open that joint back up. So who took it and like, open it up?
Yeah. Do you dig your finger in the joint and just
like
that is
like it's rubber, so it stretches. So like, what happens? Do they prepare for like holes? Like, do they reseal it, or do they use Flex Seal? You know, like on the infomercials.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is JD doing over there? Hold on.
Oh my goodness, JD. Yo, can you calm down, bro?
Like process. They do it all by hand. Job.
Do they have do they have specific locations where you can drop off said condoms? I wonder.
Like, how do you advertise for that? Like
condom donation?
Yeah. Like, do people keep their old joints on the box? Like, hey, I gotta make that drop off at the first, you know?
Right.
You know, like a blood drive. You know how you give blood, you know, and you get paid? Do people give like used condoms and get paid too? That's how they get it going?
I heard the pickup is better than the sexual experience to begin with, but you ain't heard that from me.
Wait.
The person who comes to get the condom has to pick it up, right? They gotta come get it.
Oh,
so I heard that part is actually better than the sex that you have before that part.
JD, so does that mean that if you call them like, yo, I'm about to get it in, y'all need to get here, you get a fresh batch like that? Do they get at the watch? Do they get to sit in and then like they pull it off and whatever? Or they get on the floor and then walk out the door?
I mean, I'm no expert. And I mean, I haven't. It's not like I actually tried this out or anything. But from what I hear, they got a very tried and true method of removal and extraction. So who am I to question what they methods are? You know, whatever it is, it's been successful apparently. So
I'm confused though, because I don't know in that particular scenario, I don't know who's coming and who's going. Like that's confusing to me. I can't figure out which way is up.
I can see that, or which way is down for that matter. Right. Hey, I'm gonna tell you where the money is.
Okay.
You need to do is reach out to these celebrities and have them send in their used condoms. So
that's the money. That's the money. That's the money shot.
That's the money. You know, these single celebrities can send in their used condoms.
Claim, right.
And they can market them that way. You know, I'm trying to think of a single celebrity. Most of them wifed up, but it's a few single cats out there. You know, you get a single NBA player to send in his condoms.
Right.
Let's believe somebody gonna buy them. Like, hey man, I put on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got the same joint.
Right here. It's about to pop off. Give it a cut, you know. The 1-2 jab.
Imagine having like an accordion folder, and you can just go through the list like, LeBron, I don't want LeBron tonight. Let me see what this Biden is looking for right here. Let me see what this
Pee-wee Herman joint look like.
Yeah, right. I mean, you just got a Rolodex of used ones. So I mean, like honestly, people pay for weird shit. So like if people pay the amount that they pay for like underwear and stuff for women, I can only imagine what these used condoms could go for if you could accurately verify where they came from.
Yeah.
Right.
Real fast, fellas. This is in Southeast Asia. Okay. So would any of you guys, if this was in the States and times are rough, would take this job? And do you think anybody in the States would take this job? Jobs, plural.
There's always somebody who would take that job. I wouldn't do it though.
I don't think there's a certain demographic who's not taking this job.
Yeah,
man, there's some grimy people out there, and like JD was saying, some people, the pickup is where the pleasure is. You know,
right?
Pick up pleasure,
picking up condoms for free.
Out
there,
yeah, that's deep.
Honestly, I think we just added to Dave's channel that he got going on the side.
Yeah,
I mean, this another outlet for you, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you probably don't need the prophylactic at this point, but I mean, you might want to throw yourself in some and then flip them. You know, flip the birds.
Literally.
Yeah.
Inside out, use condoms. When you're done with one side, flip it to the other side.
Oh, yikes!
Like a reversible sweater.
Yeah,
you know. You know, like the joints you're using in the fall, you go tailgating.
Right.
They can market like tailgating condoms, you know?
Tailgating condoms.
Yeah.
Burlap on one side, sequence on the other.
Which side do you wear?
Wear both.
Or you can get different experiences. I prefer double lamb.
Sound like a Euro to me.
Yeah. I like to tell her Mary had a little, you know what it is.
That comes with some tzatziki sauce, though.
Hot. Shit's supposed to be cold. Yikes. Cucumber sauce.
Hey, chat got real quiet.
Yeah, yes, it did. What happened, people? It went from politics. Everybody was talking, then the condom talk came in. Woo!
Yeah, people either looking running. We got secondthoughts.com.
Yeah,
or they're picking up them condoms and used condoms. Right?
Exactly.
Chat sort of came and went, didn't it?
Literally. Man, that blew.
All right, well, on that note, fellas, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the show up.
I'm hot.
Come on with it. Yeah.
How hot are you, JD? With the condoms? How hot are you? They could use you right now.
I bet they could.
Hey man, I had a blast this episode, fellas.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. This was fun. This was fun.
Definitely.
I think we should do it again.
Yeah, we should. We should do it again next week at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Streaming live.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Oh no.
Nah, I'm just playing.
As always. Hey, Mr. Bill Changer, who is that? Do anybody know who that is?
Mr. Bill Changer, that's who it is, damn it.
Them calling me Mr. No, that's
Mr. Bill Collector.
Oh, all right. So we appreciate you all listening to us this week. You can check us out on all social media. We at Jumpoff Live, IG, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. We ticking and we talking.
Google us.
Yeah, Google us. You know,
we're second on the list.
Yeah.
Don't go to that little Kim shit.
Yeah, don't go to Lil Kim Jumpoff. Go to us. So we appreciate the fans, all the listeners who've been down
Philly,
as well as the
Philly. What's good,
new listeners. Oh, that's Philly. What up, Slick?
Good, Slick. One of our college.
One of our college buddies. Glad you hopped on, brother. Hope all is well with you and the fam. All right, any last words before we head out, fellas?
The next show we should have a new president, and we'll see if season 2 of America is still ongoing.
Exactly.
Real quick, if you like what you saw, follow us somewhere. Of all the places we gave you, especially subscribe on YouTube, man. Yes, that'll help us out a ton. So do that.
Any parting words, Johnny Dangerous?
Hey man, just tell everybody about us. If, like JD said, if you liked what you heard tonight, man, this is only the tip of the iceberg. We have so much more to give, so much more to share on an intellectual level, on a comedic level, man. We are here for y'all. We're jumping off every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Time for y'all, man. So we appreciate all our supporters. All those continued supporters that were with us back 10 years ago.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate y'all, man. Keep listening in and share this information with your friends. We here to stay, and we here to do things bigger and better. So we appreciate y'all. Much love. Be safe out there.
Most definitely. And always peace and love, everybody. Jump off.